Close your eyes for a moment and imagine New York before the noise, before the skyline, before the subway, before the idea of a city that never sleeps. Back in the 1700s, New York was not the steel giant we know today. It was coastal wind. Muddy roads, wooden houses, ferry docks, and the first sparks of American identity. In this video, we're stepping into that world through original paintings and engravings created by artists who stood there, saw it, and preserved it. With those images and modern reconstructions, we can rewind time and experience New York before it became New York. 1746. Arriving at Manhattan at 1746. When you cross the East River into Manhattan, the atmosphere shifts instantly. The landing at Wall Street, yes, that Wall Street touches the water directly. There's no towering financial district. Just a busy ferry point and a pavilion where passengers wait for boats. Merchants unload crates. Riders arrive on horseback. Sailors tie off their vessels. Behind them, small brick buildings carry the shape of Dutch New Amsterdam. A reminder that New York began as something foreign, borrowed and layered. This isn't a global capital yet, but the heartbeat is starting. 1760, winter in Brooklyn. We step across the river into Brooklyn. It's winter of 1760, and suddenly everything quiets. Brooklyn isn't a borough, it's farmland. Wooden homes sit low to the ground. Roads are little more than packed dirt. Children play near sled tracks. Smoke rises from chimneys. And neighbors talk while chopping wood to survive the cold. Life here runs on seasons. Families grow their food. Livestock grazes in the snow trade keeps. Everyone connected in winter. Slows everything to a crawl. Brooklyn is less city, more countryside. Reminder that growth doesn't happen all at once. It spreads like roots. 1763, Fort George and the rising harbor. By 1763, British rule is firm. The city's harbor becomes the center of everything: trade, travel, politics, and power. Fort George sits on the southern tip of Manhattan like a guard dog, cannons facing the water. Merchant ships glide in with goods. British naval vessels anchor close, flags snapping in the wind. Whoever controls the harbor controls the future. New York is not yet America's city, but it's becoming a city America will need. 1765. Harlem. Before Harlem, just a few miles north, the noise disappears again. Harlem, in 1765, looks nothing like the Harlem of today. It's open fields, rivers, scattered homes, fishing boats, thick forests, and long stretches of untouched land. It feels like a small rural settlement placed on the edge of possibility. It's almost impossible to imagine that this calm countryside will one day become part of the most densely built island on Earth. 1775, revolution arrives now. The world changes. By 1775, the harbor becomes a storm of activity. Ships are under repair, cargo moves nonstop, and soldiers stand shoulder to shoulder with merchants. The air feels heavy, like everyone is waiting for something to break. This is the edge of the American Revolution. New York is about to become a prize both sides will fight for. And at the same time, quieter revolution is happening indoors. Benjamin Franklin and the early postal routes. A new postal system speeds up communication and spreads ideas, politics, news, warnings, and visions of independence. For the first time, information has momentum. Knowledge becomes a weapon. 1776, the turning point. By 1776, New York transforms. Housing clusters closer together. Shoreline is filled with ships. Churches ring bells over a crowded waterfront. Looks less like a port town, and more like a city in the making. Then the war hits full force. After the Battle of Long Island, the British take control. For 7 years, 1776 to 1783, New York is occupied territory. Fires burn through neighborhoods, supplies are rationed, soldiers patrol the streets, civilians pick sides, or hide their belief spies. Trade secrets in the shadows. This is New York's darkest chapter. And the moment it grows up, when the British finally leave, the city is damaged but determined. A city about to become itself these early. Scenes show a version of New York that feels impossible today. Snow-covered Brooklyn villages, quiet fields in Harlem working, harbors lined with wooden docks in a Manhattan, just beginning to imagine what it could be by the end of the revolution.
Oh,
New York is ready to step into its future. It will soon become the temporary capital of the United States, and later, one of the most influential cities on Earth. Even in the 1700s, you can feel it changing, being reshaped by trade ideas, conflict, community. New York has always grown in motion. It has always evolved because people pushed forward. Okay, and even before the skyline rose, the ambition was already there. Closing, thank you for exploring this forgotten New York. The New York before the New York we know. It's a place of fairies, farmland, revolution, and resilience. Because every great city begins as a story. This is where New York's story starts.